Previously on Survivor Washington. When the two tribes merged to form the new tribe Cascadia, the game started anew. However, Emma was hard at work finding not one, but two hidden immunity idols. Although it wasn't Emma who needed protection, because at Tribal Council, Lindsay led her female alliance to vote out their biggest threat in the game, Sean. Back at camp, when the female alliance shifted their sights to Kitty's loyal follower Stefan, Kitty decided to make her move and form a counter-alliance.
But it's really hard to be in this all-girls alliance and also keep him.
Kitty gathered Stefan, Kaya, Connor, Lindsay, and Setu in an attempt to blindside Emma from the game. Her plan blew up at Tribal though, as Setu flipped on the plan and Emma played one of their idols, sending Kaya and Lindsay into a meltdown as they argued over the possession of Kaya's idol.
She wouldn't look at me, she kept looking at me, and she put her hand over her mouth.
After airing out their dirty laundry in front of the tribe, Kaya unnecessarily played her idol, negating no votes.
So sorry.
In the end, Stefan was idled out of the game by Emma in a wild Tribal Council. Kitty lost her closest ally, and Lindsay and Kaya were exposed. 8 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
She thought we were all going to vote for her because she had the idol.
Yeah, I heard, that's what I heard from Stefan, that you guys wanted to flesh out that.
I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. I was like, and then Setu goes, you know that they're going to vote you out tonight. And I go, what? And he says, yeah, they're thinking, I was told that they were thinking about voting you out. And I was like, oh my gosh, should I play my idol? Instead of Kitty telling you, oh hey, Stefan was biased, so we had to lie and say that it was you, she just let you think that it was going to be you so you could vote me out. So I heard that's a good gameplay.
Because I was just like, vote.
Honestly, I just wanted to give him all the middle finger. Gonna be real. I was just like, and I knew who I couldn't trust anymore.
Who?
Kitty, because Kitty started the whole entire thing. It was Kitty's idea.
You were thinking that, you know, that you were nervous and you feel when you get nervous, you feel the worst. You think the worst of yourself, and you,
Oh, that was so stressful. That was the worst. Oh my god. That was so stressful.
Holy shit, I cannot believe I'm still here. I have never felt more frightened and then relieved in such a short period of time in my life. And I feel like I got a second chance in this game. I should have gone with my gut instead of allowing somebody else's judgment to interfere. So, I'm still here, so there's time to make amends.
But this is not how I expected Emma to stay.
I wanted Stefan. That was my idea from the beginning.
Because I had people telling me that's not the plan, that's not the majority. So I just went along with it.
We were in the majority.
Yeah. Well, that's why.
that was insane. Tribal Council, Emma had the majority of the votes. Thank God she had an inkling and she used her idol. But yeah, it's reevaluation time. I mean, we had agreements all around with the other ladies, and it wasn't followed.
I haven't been at the forefront of any strategic discussion since the West blindside, so it's hard to say whether anybody's actually taking me seriously as a player. And
I'm sitting.
at this point, I don't know what my odds are of winning, or let alone like making it through the next tribal without a necklace around my neck.
Sure. Yeah, chocolate, marshmallows.
Might not go down.
Graham crackers.
Chips. Water.
I was very disappointed that I misplayed the idol. I wish I had it now because my numbers are gone and my control in this game is gone, and now I'm basically doing anything that will keep me in this game one more day, or one more hour. Because mine's from Locust.
I've almost gone for a while.
Yeah.
We should have more telltale sign. That's true.
Okay, shoot. Okay.
Damn, we're in a tight spot.
I was so excited because I was so anxious about it, but I figured out a way to keep Stefan in and get him out. Through the rest of my alliance that I was strong with them, so I kept my vote on Emma. Which is really, I don't know if it was the right decision because now Stefan is gone.
Maybe. Maybe.
She must have, I don't know, Emma must have found her back at the focus.
No, that's mine.
What I wanted to happen occurred. And Emma was more mad at Lindsay than at me. So I think I put Lindsay out in front of that, so I didn't get the blowback. I bet Lindsay just really needs to win immunity to stay safe tonight.
Will you come back? Or are you done? It's fine. Who do you want to work with?
Because we know you've been working with Lindsay.
We got it out of Setu that he voted for Stefan, even though we thought that he was going to vote for Emma. Setu is impossible to read. It's impossible to read because he's just he's a corpse. He's asleep half the freaking time, and when he's awake, it's like the last person to tap on his shoulder is the one who gets his vote, apparently, and that can be hard to work with. And so Kaya and I feel pretty screwed. I feel like Lindsay's doing quick damage control with Emma. Maybe she'll be able to smooth that over. I'm not sure.
Because we know you've been working with Lindsay. Lindsay thinks she has one.
Or like,
I just don't know. Shit is hot right now. I mean, I am torn between two alliances, like pulling me back and forth. I'm like a freaking teddy bear about to burst open of its cotton and everything. Burst open of its freaking cotton balls. And it's about to fly everywhere. Oh shit, this is weird. This is not what I wanted to come to. You know, from what it looks like, the song has stopped. So right now, it's time to face the music.
She will vouch for me.
Okay,
I spent the entire time after the challenge saying it's Stefan, right?
Yes.
And I got multiple, which you saw how many people voted for you. I got the entire majority saying, no, it needs to be Emma. And how long did I spend? I spent like 45 minutes trying to convince people. And then that's why I was trying to ask her. I
I thought she was,
when we were
trying to
trying
get her to vote me.
No, I was asking her, did we get the majority back? Like, that's what I was trying to ask.
In line.
We couldn't because Stefan. No,
The one vote that she did was that was written was for me, from her. So I was like, shit, she thinks that I'm trying to stir the pot by talking to all these people and trying to get her voted out. But actually, Kitty, who instigated that, she's the one who told me that she had gotten all these people to vote for her, and I didn't want to push her. I didn't want to upset her, so I just went with what the majority was.
Everyone changed on me, and I came before and I asked her, and she's like, I don't know what's going on.
So I'm just gonna pause. Literally, though, I need you to understand where I'm at completely, because I trusted you and I trusted Kitty.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I thought that us and Erica were going to be the 5,
Yeah.
and you guys voted against me, so you need to understand where I'm at right now.
I completely understand.
And I don't know who to trust after because I really don't. I voted for Lindsay at the very last second because I didn't know what to do. Because I was like, literally I was doubting everybody. I was like, what if Sarah, Erica, and Say2 are in on it and they're lying to me? So I was like, play it. Really? That's why I was so... Do you want to go with her then, or do you want to go with me then?
I want to go with the people that trust me. I swear to God, I came with her like, Stefan, why don't we change it? We're going to piss off a bunch of people, and we already have a set plan that's like foolproof. And she's like, I think you cannot repeat this.
I'm not going to tell
her.
No, listen. And I was kind of upset. I was like, you freaking lied to me. We get out there and she was like, Emma, listen to me. I swear on my life as a Christian woman. Basically, Lindsay was like, tried to stop them from voting me and to vote Steven because that was the original plan. And then Kitty was the one that was like, no, we should take Emma out and keep Steven. And what really frustrated Lindsay was that Kitty, like, she thought she had convinced Kitty at the very last second to go with Steven, I guess, and she went with me, and that almost made Lindsay get voted off, because I trust Lindsay. Her and then Sarah, and we decided it's going to be us 3. And we were like, no breaking this bond. This is something set because we agreed that everybody kept breaking things. I'm mad at you because of that really close, and you're just upset because you want me to be, because you don't want me to be mad at you. I trust you.
My fingers. As a Christian woman. I'm sorry. Okay. Jesus. Everything I just said was true, and I'm down for that plan. So. Okay. So,
I'm gonna make a big decision right here. Okay. You have to promise me this does not leave this group. Yeah. And if you guys tell somebody, I will hunt you down in this game.
We do have a camera.
I'm serious. If you guys tell another person, I will literally find you guys and I will take you out. Or if we get a physical challenge, I'll kick your ass.
Okay.
And she's like unzipping her shirt, and I'm just like, whatever you're about to do, like, you know there's a camera right here.
I have to. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That's serious. Oh my God. I found this one this morning.
Emma has not told anybody but me and Lindsay. She has another idol. So that's gonna be tricky. And so I am just like, fuck, like, you need to go home eventually. Like, I don't want her to go home right now because I feel like she's a great shield for me, so that people won't come after me. But I'm also terrified that she is gonna come after me. So I'm just like in a huge panic, hugely paranoid.
That's why I gave it up so freely. Yeah, but I was waiting for somebody to work. It has to be us 3. Erica is in. I'm serious. I was not gonna tell anybody, but I feel like we need to establish but it's not gonna change.
Now you know why I was like, we need to stick together because
you know why I was looking at her. Listen. You know what we need to do. We know how to act.
Yeah, we're
us 3. It's us 3.
She has a second idol. So the girl who just almost voted her out, who she then tried to get out, just revealed to me that she has an idol. So I think I'm okay, to say the least.
So yeah, that was a big mindfuck. So I'm sorry if you thought I was being deceitful or I was trying to screw you over or what. I'm not. I was just what I was told. I was telling you.
Who'd you go for?
Too. And I feel like I was being a little too cocky with him and taking him for granted and whatnot. So, but I'm still here. So there's time to make amends.
Because I know you listen to what I have to say. I don't know if I make you feel like I'm not listening to you. I am. I want to do what you want to do. We've been buddies since day one. We chose we chose you over Corey. Like, you know, and even in
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, but I meant in that system.
Emma told me, like, they're just trying to have me, like, around their finger so they can, get rid of me. I believe that, I'm actually trying to get lured into voting for whoever Lindsay, and Stefan, like, they call themselves the, general consensus, but, in order to win this game, you gotta fucking play 4D chess,
But yeah, no, I just want to get into that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Totally understand. Quest.
Yes, Quest. Yes. And Connor,
I wish our tribe was called Quest.
I know.
Really good suggestion.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna check this off.
Instead of Kitty telling you, oh hey, Stefan was biased, so we had to lie and say that it was you. She just let you think that it was going to be you so you could vote me out. So I heard that's a good gameplay.
Because I just like voted for you because I heard that, and like, why would I not? If
Nope. Like, I've been cheated on before, and I had a gut feeling then, and I exposed them, and the same thing happened. I was being cheated on, and I exposed them. So yeah, Kitty was exposed for plotting and scheming against me, and it's over for her.
Okay, want to go back at a different time?
Yeah.
Because you're supposedly winners.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Morning, guys. You guys ready to get to the final immunity challenge of today?
Yes.
All right, first things first, Satu, I will take that back. No, you do not want to give this up. But you can win it back. All right, once again, immunity is back up for grabs. Are you guys ready to play a game of touchy subjects? All right, what you're gonna do is you have a pen and a book of 8 pages over here. Fill out the questionnaire with your honest answers. When we come back to actually do the challenge, which is gonna be around here too, I'm gonna ask you who, for example, who could eat the most ham sandwiches in an hour. And instead of answering, you can answer what you wrote, but you get the points for answering what the majority wrote. So for example, if 5 of you thought that that Connor could eat 1,000 ham sandwiches in 10 seconds, then set 2, if you guessed Connor for that, then you'd get a point. If you voted for Kitty and guessed Connor on the reveal, you get a point. If you wrote down Connor's name but guessed Kitty, you'd be wrong, so you wouldn't get a point. Okay. It makes sense? Yeah. Everybody get it? Okay. Go head to the station, we'll get started. Okay, so question number 1. Who would you most trust with your life? Okay.
Tell me.
Everybody ready? And show. Emma. Setu. Keep panning around. Kaya. Connor. Say Erica. Kaya says Connor. Sarah. What? Excuse me. Erica says Connor. Sarah says Emma. Lindsay says Sarah. And Kitty says Kitty. The correct answer is Erica. Emma, Setu, Kaya, and Connor score a point.
This is really hard. It's awkward.
Next question. Who doesn't deserve to be here? Is it okay? Okay. All right, we ready? All right, reveal. Okay. So Kitty, Connor, Lindsay, Setu, Emma, all say Connor. Erica says Kaya. Sarah says Setu. Kaya says Setu. The correct answer is Connor. So Kitty, hold your signs up. I need to get Kitty, Connor, Lindsay, Setu, and Emma score a point. Okay. In the lead, Emma, Setu, and Connor. Who is the most annoying? And reveal. Emma and Setu, and Kitty Setu. Erica, Lindsay, Kaya, say Lindsay. Sarah says Connor. Connor says Emma. The correct answer is Lindsay. Erica, Lindsay, and Kaya score a point. Okay, this one has 3 correct answers.
Ooh.
Who is the most likely to be voted out?
Next one.
Okay, so Emma, say 2. Erica, say Connor. Sarah says Emma. Lindsay and Kitty say Lindsay. Kaya says Kitty. Connor says Kaya. The correct answers are Kaya, Setu, and Lindsay. Setu and Lindsay. So Lindsay gets a point. Connor gets a point. Kitty gets a point. All right, Connor and Lindsay in the lead with 3. The next question. Who has the best chance of winning? Who has the best chance of winning? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, we have Sarah says Connor, Emma says Lindsay. Say 2, Erica, Lindsay, Kaya, Connor, Kitty say Emma. All of you are correct. Emma is the correct answer for most likely to win. So that's say 2, Erica, Kaya, Connor, Kitty, and Lindsay. Did you have that?
Yeah.
Lindsay.
For Gray.
Emma, how does that feel? You were targeted, and then
yeah, that's
most
why I
everybody
was
turns
like,
around. Lindsay with 4, Connor with 4. We are tied. Who would you vote for in a final 2? Say 2, Emma, or say 2, Lindsay, Kaya, Connor. I'll get it right. Emma is the correct answer. Next question. Who has surprised you the most so far? Reveal. Can you have it?
I'm not done yet. Sorry. I haven't found it. There we go.
We're all over the board here. Emma says Sarah. Setu says Erica. Erica says Sarah. Sarah says Lindsay. Lindsay says Emma. Kaya says Lindsay. Connor says Kaya. Kitty says Kaya. None of you are correct. Connor was the correct answer. Surprise! A surprise! Another surprise right there, Connor.
Surprise. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Damn birthday.
Who is the most gullible? Who is the most gullible? All right, who is the most gullible? Reveal. Emma says Setu. Setu says Setu. Erica says Lindsay. Sarah says Sarah.
oh, I did not spell it.
Lindsay says stay 2. Kaya says say 2. Connor says say 2. Kitty says say 2. The correct answer is Connor again. Apparently you're all the most gullible because you know for that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
All right, so there's no update here. There are 3 questions left, which means that
I have no chance of winning.
Sarah is out. Number 9, who mistakenly thinks they are running the game? Emma says Kitty. Setu says Setu. Erica says Kitty. Sarah says Emma. Lindsay says Lindsay. Kaya says Kaya. Connor says Emma. Kitty says Emma. 2 people are right. Erica, you're correct. Emma, you're correct. Kitty is the correct answer.
And they're back in the game.
Kitty,
And we're back in the game.
do you think you're running the game?
What's good?
Not anymore.
Okay, who is actually running this game? All right, reveal. Emma says Lindsay. Setu says Emma. Erica says Emma. Sarah says Connor. Lindsay says Emma. Kaya says Emma. Connor says Emma. Kitty says Lindsay. Emma is the correct answer. So Lindsay, leave them up. Lindsay, Kaya, Connor, Erica, and Setu, all with a point. Emma and Kitty out of this challenge. You guys cannot catch up. Everybody else still in it. Question number 11. Who is your number 1 ally? Who is your number 1 ally? Reveal. None of you are right. The answers are all Emma and Erica. The correct answer is actually Kaya. Kaya, you're the number 1 ally of many people in this game. How does it make you feel?
I do too.
That's very complimentary.
Alright.
Okay,
So is the tiebreaker for the 2 highest? Or did somebody...
No, nobody got it right, so it doesn't count.
still in also.
Okay, so Kaya and Setu, you guys have to get this right to stay in. If you get it wrong, you're out.
And the other 2.
If they also
And
get it,
they have to get it. If you guys get it right, then you both are out. So they have to get it wrong. You both have to get it right. All right. Question number 12. Who will be the viewer's favorite? All right, reveal.
Oh.
Setu says Erica. Kaya says Erica. Connor says Erica. Lindsay says Emma. One of these answers is correct. The correct answer is Emma. Lindsay wins individual immunity.
Oh, thank God.
Damn.
Lindsay, come on over.
Keep recording. Holy shit, I need this.
All right. Lindsay, individual. Come on, turn around.
I don't know. I'm not.
Individual immunity is yours. You are safe from both tonight. You made it to day 3. Congratulations.
Yes.
Rest of you guys, I hope that some very, very interesting dynamics will come out. There's stuff to talk about. Head back to camp. We've got tribal council in 30 minutes.
I won immunity. I'm so excited. If there was ever a time when a person needed immunity, it was tonight for me. I He's mended most of my fences, and I still have people coming to me telling me that I'm safe and they want to work with me and sharing information. I don't know why they're sharing it to me, but this will give me an opportunity not only to make day 3, but it gives me more time to stabilize these relationships and mend any sort of issues that people are having.
That challenge made me so uncomfortable, and like, I'm freaking out because like, what if people are talking about me?
It's okay.
Like that.
It's
I mean,
just
that's the
perception.
game.
It's just perception, right? It's just perception of what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
We obviously don't know what anybody's thinking. I mean, you can tell by the way the answers went. We don't know what each other are thinking. We only think we know what they might be thinking. So that game sucked in that regard, but it is also kind of nice because it helps us know. Well, it helps us know what other people are thinking too. You know.
I think that immunity challenge, just I felt like my heart got ripped out and stomped on, because people voted, or people believed that I mistakenly believe that I'm running this game. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I mean, yeah, I think I'm running this game, but they all can see that and think that I'm wrong. But is that not to my benefit? Because then maybe they'll see the people who are running this game, Lindsay and Emma, and try to vote them out, and then I'll be the sleeper candidate to come in. But it just really doesn't feel good for your fellow tribe mates to point out that you are wrong and that you're an idiot, because I feel like an idiot.
I think so too, is the vote right now.
Yeah. Let's get that out of the way and then go to sleep and deal with the rest tomorrow, don't you think? I mean, I think we've all had a day.
We've had a really long day.
Yeah. No worries. No, I don't have that trust that I had before for those other alliances that were forming. It's pretty much every man for himself now, I think. I mean, I really feel like that's where it has to head. I feel like that's where everybody feels like it has to head, because nobody's trusting anybody anymore. You know, everybody's skeptical of everything everyone says, and I mean, I guess rightfully so, but at some point in time you have to just put your anxiety aside and, I don't know though, maybe that's not the right thing to do either. I don't know. I'm confused.
Of you and me, and I think we can get Connor. Kaya, Connor, and I were all talking to C2 about staying loyal to Quest, to Wilkeson, going to offer her his immunity.
I know,
necklace,
that's how she knew to play it.
which sucks. But he didn't. But she did not tell him about her idol.
Yeah.
So
He was still with us. Apparently he thinks I think I have a mark on my finger, which I don't think that. I think I can easily get him in the majority. That's kind of what I think. Like, you tell him who's in the majority and he'll vote on that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. I think he's kind of who tipped Emma off to play her idol, but he didn't mean to. But he also didn't vote for Emma. He voted for Stefan. Voting him off is an easy vote. Nobody would really be that mad. He's good in challenges. I like to think of him as a partner. You know, what happened to me was perfect, because it kind of, you start, as you get success, you start to rise, and you get a little bit big-headed, you get a little bit too cocky, and that incident, and I feel like I was being a little too cocky with him and taking him for granted and whatnot, so, you know, that whole tribal council brought me down a couple levels. I don't see a point to, but that's the other name that's going around right now. So he is a challenge threat. So I really need to take in consideration, as we go farther in the game, who are the big threats.
Every single time is a huge pro. And he's like big into the competitions. He wants to win every single time. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're thinking. You know, if that's like, I just want to make sure for this one, because of what happened at the last one, I want to be on the same page. I don't want him anymore. He is flip-floppy. I feel like a lot of people felt like they had him in their pocket. And then, so what if we take him out of everyone's pocket? Can we do that? Can we please do that? Let's do that. Okay.
Let's spread the word.
Yeah.
I talked to Erica, and I talked to Sarah, and I talked to Kaya, and I talked to Connor, and that's a majority, and we're voting for Seitu. So I think I'm safe, but only time will tell, and whatever name comes out of that pot I gotta live with it.
I know it doesn't matter, but just in case she had I don't know what I said. No, we're all voting off Kitty. I know that me, Erica, Sarah, Setu, and Lindsay are all voting Kitty because, one, I'm frustrated because I did not expect that from Kitty. I thought that would be later in the game, honestly. Barriers of trust were broken, and the whole entire draw the lines in the sand thing, and I was like, these lines are drawn. The lines in the sand are drawn. I know what's up now, and I told them I wasn't playing, and I'm not gonna leave that easily.
You know, it's funny, Emma's writing thing. Emma seems to be completely running the show right now, and that's the thing, like, there's this weird power about her. It's like she has, like, Erica adores her, and Sarah seems to be right up there with her. Setu, as I said, like, he's wrapped around her finger, and she's just very good, and I called it. I said she was probably the most socially savvy person here, and she is. And, you know, she's 19, but she's a powerful 19, so.
I have a truce and I have an alliance, you know, like pull me back and forth. So I'm basically like, you know, like public enemy, like secret weapon, like #1 between two factions, and that actually scares me. Inspire again. I don't know, man. I'm just so paranoid right now.
Okay.
$500. What would you do with it?
Very capitalist, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pay off.
Bring in the first member of our jury, Stefan, voted out at the last tribal council. Lindsay,
Yeah.
you won immunity, you've secured yourself a spot in the third day of Survivor Washington. How does it feel?
If there was ever in the history of the world a person that needed it after the previous tribal council, I think I would take that crowd. So I feel amazing right now. The biggest sigh of relief.
Emma, after the last tribal council, do you feel like you could use that?
Honestly, yeah. I was kind of like that. Yeah, that I still kind of feel like nervous a little bit.
Have the tides changed at all? I mean, usually what happens is what people speculate is that when a hidden immunity idol is played in a live game, you pretty much have no chance the next round. You're out because there's not enough time to really change things. Do you feel like that's true about you?
I think people have realized that I am an asset to keep around, and that I think I'm for now. But who knows? You never know.
Kaya, after last night's after the last tribal council that we had, do you feel like you could have used immunity?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And how do you feel knowing now that your immunity idol pretty much went to waste?
I mean, at least it's out there now. Maybe there's less of a target on my back that I don't have it.
Okay.
People know that.
I'm so completely exhausted. I think we all are. Sarah, how's the toll of this game, the fast-paced, taking it?
I am so exhausted, and I'm gassed. I lied, just completely blew the last immunity challenge, and I just...
Do you feel like, I mean, I feel like it didn't really represent much. I feel like you just missed some questions. Do you? Yeah, but you've been taking that super hard. What about that is bothering you so much?
I just not only like I just felt like
the answers I put down did not necessarily align with the majority's answers, and I couldn't guess what the majority's answers were. Like, I just tried a couple times just for random guesses to see if that would be better than my own opinion, and that didn't help me either. So I just, I mean, it just kind of sucked, like, to just completely like blow a challenge like that. I was the only person with no points.
So, too, were there any points in this challenge you felt a little left out, or you felt kind of hurt by any of the responses?
Not at all, actually.
Really?
I don't think any of the general like consensus answers involved me. Even if they did, I wouldn't be offended.
Connor, what about you?
Not offended, no. I mean, I know I was picked for some pretty negative ones, but by the same token, like, somebody has to be picked, and I was also picked for some relatively good ones, so it evens out, right?
Was anybody here particularly offended by some of the answers given?
I'll own the most annoying. I'll own it. I wasn't offended.
Kitty, what about the ones that you are most likely, or you are most mistaken for thinking you are running the game?
It doesn't feel good because it means that all of the perceptions of people that I've been interacting with aren't necessarily the way I've been perceiving things. And it sucks to have the wool pulled over your eyes, but it also shows that someone, like, if people think that I'm mistaken about being in charge of this game, then that means somebody else is. And that means somebody else might be a target.
Erica, do you agree with that?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I think a lot of those answers were really hard to, those questions were really hard to answer because it didn't feel like they were answerable. I didn't think that anybody applied, there wasn't anybody you could put in that category.
On the flip side of the negative ones, Erica, something just as damaging, your answer, or one of the questions in which you were the answer to, is one of the most damaging in the game, despite it being an extremely positive thing, and who would you most trust with your life? How do you feel knowing that most people look to you as the most trustworthy? Do you think that impacts your game?
Yeah, it impacts my game. It impacts my life. It's flattering, and I that's who I want to be. That's who I am. I'm a Girl Scout at heart, but you know, and then this game comes into my life, and it just makes it really hard to be that person. So I think trying to figure out the balance between who you are, who you want to be, and what you need to be to succeed in the game, it's very hard to combine all those things and to come out, you know, smelling like a rose.
And I think that is an incredibly well summarizing statement of this game. Almost every single one of you came in with some sort of mask or some sort of disguise that's been completely shattered by this second night. You guys have really shown some genuine emotion and some genuine character in how you guys present yourselves. Lindsay, how has that changed for you? How have you shown who you truly are despite how you came into this game thinking you were going to be?
That's a hard question. Here, rephrase the question.
No.
I feel like I came in, and it's a little intimidating because you don't know everyone else and you want to prove yourself or prove your worth or prove why people want to work with you. And you come in and I'm a little stiff, a little insecure. Maybe people don't want to align with me. Maybe people do want to vote me out first. And I feel like as I've developed relationships in this game and I've made moves with people and I've gotten to know people better, I feel a lot more confident about the relationships I'm making and what it's attributing to, and just myself as a player. I'm a lot more confident in my ability than when I first entered this game, and I think that shows, and I think I'm a little less guarded than I was.
Connor, are you tired?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
You want to go sleep? You want to go sleep?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we didn't get naps like Setu did.
Yeah, Setu's like
Setu has been a big thing. Is I've heard a lot about you napping around camp. You're well rested.
Oh yeah.
You're
still
tired
tired
now.
though.
Okay. All right. Good. Perfect. Let's get to bed. Connor, it's time to vote. Connor, you're up. I'll go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Kitty. Say 2. 1 vote Kitty, 1 vote say 2. Kitty. 2 votes Kitty. 1 vote say 2. Say 2. That's 2 votes say 2. 2 votes Kitty. Kitty. 3 votes Kitty. 2 votes say 2. 4 votes Kitty. 2 votes say 2. 9th person voted out, the 2nd member of our jury. Kitty. Kitty, that's 5, that's enough. You need to bring me your torch. Kitty, tribe is spoken. Time to go. Well, you guys have taken out somebody who, for a very long time, was very prominent in this game, was very well positioned, and it just goes to show anything can happen in the game of Survivor. And this season, there is no set person who's going to win it all. Grab your torches, head back to camp. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
I don't think I have anything to say to these people. After the last tribal, I thought that we were all on board with voting out Seitu, and everyone just lied to my face, so I got no final words other than this sucks.
Interested in taking part in Season 3? Check our description below, and don't forget to vote for Player of the Week in our weekly poll.